Hi everyone, today I'm going to take you behind the scenes on creating a stop motion video to promote something digital. We have a lot of people who have physical products and you can get so creative with that and animating them and moving them in and out and sliding them and twisting them and turning them. But a question we often get is if you sell a digital product, how can you incorporate stop motion or how do you make video assets for that? So today what we're going to do is I need to create an asset to promote a partnership that we're involved in. It's a digital event and I'll be hosting a workshop. So what I'm going to do is I am going to have a laptop here and we're going to have the partnership details with like the date, the time, the workshop, and our partner's logo on the laptop screen. And we're going to have the computer close. It's going to spin around, open up to that screen, and we're gonna have flowers come out of the side of the laptop because it's a super creative workshop. I also have all this kind of nice drapery material. So I'm gonna use my overhead tripod here and extend the arm, and I'm gonna like drape it as the backdrop. I love how soft and feminine this is. I wish I had like a steamer for not only my crinkled blazer, but also this, but it's okay, I'm not gonna not use it because it has a few crinkles. It's just gonna be in the backdrop. We're not gonna have it drape over this because if you're moving the laptop, this is gonna move too. So it's just gonna be in the background. And yeah, let's go and set up and see how it turns out. We are gonna shoot this stop motion backwards because the end shot is gonna be the laptop with flowers all around it surrounding, but how the flowers are going to get there is they're going to grow out of the laptop, and we cannot make flowers grow in forward motion. So what we're going to do is we're going to have all the flowers at full length around the laptop, and then we'll have them go in. So we'll cut the stem and bring it down for each shot so it slowly shrinks until there's no more flowers. We'll have the laptop close up and spin around, and that'll be the stop motion. So this would be a perfect example of a video that you would want to shoot in reverse, simply because you couldn't shoot it forward unless you have magic powers where you can make flowers grow in the span of 10 minutes. If you don't have this, what you could do is you could probably use a broom, like a sweeping brush, and put it across maybe like 2 chairs and shoot on the ground if you want to have like this draped look. Otherwise, what else could you do? You could probably just tape it up or staple it. Or for example, like we have a mirror that's leaning against the wall. You could probably put it like behind the mirror. All right, let's continue setting up here. Because I want lots of room for the laptop, I'm just gonna put this in the back so we have more room on the table for the flowers. Because right now, if I were to do it like this, and my tripod's here, like we're gonna get the edge of the table, which I don't want. Got these books. I'm just gonna put them behind so that the bottoms doesn't slip out. Make sure you tuck all the fringes in before you do that. For lighting, we have my favorite light here. It's the, what is it, Godex SL 60 watt with the light box, soft box, which I bought separately. The light box was 30 bucks on its own Canadian, so probably like $20-25 American. Now I'm going to set up my phone to see what angle would work best and do a walkthrough of what the laptop animation is going to look like to make sure it all fits in the screen before I do any actual animating in Life Labs. Going through the process of what this could look like. I'm going to turn my phone screen display and brightness to never, otherwise it's going to turn off. Auto lock, never. So I'm shooting at this angle because I want it elevated enough to see the flowers, but I don't want it like shooting straight down because I want to see what's on the screen, and we don't want to shoot it straight on with the focus to be just on the screen because you won't see the flowers as much. So I think this is pretty cute. Obviously you can see the bottom here, you can see the bottom of the table. We can just crop that out. And let's get our partnership information up, which you guys will see. I just want to share with you what I'm changing in my laptop so that the screen doesn't go off if you're doing this on a laptop. Desktop screensaver, under the screensavers tab, put it for 1 hour. And then you also need to go to the energy saving tab and change it so that the display doesn't turn off for an hour. I won't be more than an hour shooting this. It'll probably take 5 minutes. Put hard disk to sleep, slightly dim. Okay, I'm just going to remove all that so nothing turns off. I've got my image that I want to have on here. Let's open it up. And we're going to go to view. Where's full screen? Enter full screen. There. I need to wipe my screen down and then I'll set up the flowers and we're good to go. Okay, I think we're ready to start shooting now. So I updated my settings on my laptop so it wouldn't turn off while we're shooting. I've updated my phone settings so that it wouldn't turn off while I was shooting, so I turned the auto lock to never. Now we're going to close the lights, close the blinds and set up our lighting here. And then I'm going to set all the flowers up and we're going to just slowly cut them down. The animation of the laptop, so what we're going to do is it's going to start in the frame because we're going to boomerang this, so I don't want it coming and leaving. It's going to start off really slow, spins, and we're going to have our grid on in the center so that we know it's always going like turning on the same axis, so it's not like turning this way. It's always going to be, think of it, if you had a pole down through the table and through this Apple logo, it's always going around that pole, and the grid will help you with that. Sorry, it's kind of loud. In case you haven't noticed, pregnant and very warm right now. So I have the windows open and we're on a main street. Anyway, and now I'm out of breath. So the animation for the laptop, it's going to start really slow, like this, and then it's going to pick up speed. And as it picks up speed, we're going to slowly open it. So we'll do like this, turn it, take a picture, open it a bit more, like that. As it's slowing down, it will end with it kind of on an angle. The flowers will come out. So to do this in reverse, we will have it already set up like this. The flowers will all be out, and a really loud car, and then we're going to cut the flowers going in, and then we're going to do the whole spinning thing. All right, let's get started here. But you can see this is now connected. The volume button will go up. To note is the brightness of your screen. So this is quite low. We're going to make it go higher just so it pops a bit more than the lighting that we have on set. You can see here. You could also reduce the outage of your light. I know with the Godex light you can do it, but I'm quite happy with how this looks. So, and you always want the bottom of it to be touching the laptop so that it seems like it's going into frame. And ladies and gentlemen who have long hair, I recommend tying it up. We're going to lock our exposure, white balance, and focus. And we're going to put the grid on, as I mentioned, so that this is always centered. Alright, so I'm going to take 2 just to start. Again, as I mentioned, make sure every flower is touching the object in which you want it to, to give the illusion that it's going into. So I'm going to retake that first one. Good. And now we are just going to trim each one and use the ghost feature so that it is lined up with where it previously was. Otherwise it's going to be all wonky. And let's take our second photo. There we go. Now, the same process all over again. Again, make sure all the stems are attached to the laptop. And it looks good, so let's give it a click. Good. Alright guys, let's move on to another round. Good. Okay, so now we're going to rotate it. All the flowers are gone. I'm going to make sure we're going to slowly close it as it rotates. So close it a bit, spin it, close it a bit, spin it, and we're always going to make sure it's centered. So we're going to do this. Just a tiny bit, and then we're going to close it a bit. Take the picture. You can have your volume on if you're not at your camera to see it. Personally, for this one, I need to come back and look to make sure each one is centered. I'm also going to reduce the ghost image. You can see the phone shaking, which is not ideal, but now as it's closing, we are going to make the spins bigger. So now let's do like a larger spin, because we want to give the illusion that it starts off slow, speeds up, and then slows down when it's opened. So the bigger gaps of movement that you do between each shot, the bigger it's going to look like the laptop, or the faster it's going to look like the laptop spinning. gonna reverse everything. And I know right away we are gonna have to speed it up because this is gonna be super slow. So let me go back to the beginning, speed it up, and I just wanna, you guys know I love to make it pop a little extra, kind of like that. Let's see. So we are going to you can see my hand in that one. Delete that. So you can see our work of art here. And you can see some flickering in the back with the background. That is probably because of the blinds. But anyways, we're gonna create a hold effect. Let's do 2 seconds, and then we're gonna boomerang it so it goes back and forth. Let's crop it. And if you go to tilt, we can readjust the crop. So I'm actually gonna do 4x5. Tilt. And do that. All right, guys, let's see. All right, looks good. There's one clip where I took 2. So I'm gonna try and find that and delete it. That. Okay, there's 2 there. Alright, should be good. And back to boomerang. And I'm gonna cool it down even more. And I'm gonna brighten it even more. Looks good. Alright, if you enjoyed this tutorial, please give it a thumbs up. It really helps us out a lot. And if you recreate this, please be sure to tag us on Instagram or TikTok or wherever you're at. Our handle is @lifelapse_app. I would absolutely love to see what you create using Lifelapse.